So welcome back, friends, to a very special episode of the 2018 Spring Wranglerstar EDC. Now, this has been a very requested video. Of course, that's what all creators say, right? Well, the truth of the matter is this. When you don't have time to do real content, you do EDC videos. So my in-laws are visiting, and I've just taken a few days off, but I had some time, so I wanted to share with you this because there's been some major changes. Primarily, well, here's one of them. There's mini primaries. You remember this? This is the Surefire LX2, very battle worn. I think I had this light probably back in the Wrangler barn days? My goodness, I packed this thing around a long time, but it's not working for me anymore. It is actually, it's just weighing me down. It's too big. It's too big. Now that I've moved into wearing skinny jeans, this here is not working for me at all because it won't fit in the little tiny pockets on the front, right? So I started looking for an alternative. So there's several things about this that I don't like. First off, Surefire, please, if you're listening, please make us a decent, this build quality flashlight with a single AA. I don't want the CR123 anymore. Yes, I know from a designs, you know what they're doing? They're forcing us upon it. It's like, well, this makes our light work better and brighter, and we want you to have the CR123, which nobody sells. You can't find anywhere. It's a drag. The rechargeable ones, I don't know if they even make them. I don't have one. I wouldn't even know where to find one. I want a flashlight with a AA battery. I don't care if it's not the brightest. I don't care if it's not the longest lasting. I want the convenience. I'm so tired of dealing with the CR123 batteries. I'm just sick of it. So this is going to be relegated to the nightstand. This is what I found. So I found this. I had a buddy over the other day, and they were getting ready to leave. They came over for dinner, and I noticed he had a flashlight in his pocket, a little clip flashlight. And I asked him about it, and this is what he had. This is the Olight. The Olight S1A, and I really like it. It's not all perfect, but I really like it primarily because it's got a single AA battery. That's what we use in the Wildland. That's what I use with my camera stuff. I have the Interloop rechargeable ones. They're all over the place. They're easy to find. That's what I want. And look at the size difference. Now this is a light you can carry in your skinny jeans. This one, not so much. The other thing, man, this is a quantum leap here, and look at that. Look at it. Have you ever seen? And it's not a phony magnet either. It's a good one that actually will. I mean, it's robust. You're under your car changing your oil, trying to work on something. You stick that onto the frame. You stick it onto the drive shaft. It sticks in place. It's invaluable. Just love it. No, this is not a product endorsement. I bought it with my own money. It's excellent. The switch is a little bit fiddly. It has come on in my pocket a couple times. You can feel your pocket getting hot, and you turn it off. It's only happened once actually, but great little flashlight. And look at the size difference. I mean, good grief. This is sorry. Anyway, next, pocket knife. Well, no surprise there. Of course, the ubiquitous Benchmade 940, what I would consider to be, this is going to be a crowded workspace here in a minute, what I would consider to be probably one of the finest EDC knives ever made. And I've tried other ones. You kind of get tired of something. You start thinking, oh, the grass is greener. Something better around there. Yet to find it. It's slim. It's robust. It's strong. It's so strong in the tip you can pry open a paint can. Yeah, I know. If you don't want it, whatever. The reality of it is that we do need a knife that has to work outside of its design specifications, and this is just, I haven't seen it improved upon. It's absolutely a fabulous knife. It's expensive, but take the clip off and you won't lose it. All right, next. Oh man, I am. You know how you get something and the new kind of wears off of it after a while, and you kind of take it for granted. I have not experienced this, and I've had it for over 2 months now, and I adore this watch. So this is a Seiko Tuna. Now, when I was looking around and looking for, I wanted a nice watch. Mrs. W was going to get me one for Christmas. I didn't know a lot about Seiko. I mean, I thought, oh yeah, they're just a kind of an old-fashioned, low-budget Japanese manufacturer's been making watches for a long time. Not so. Yes, they do make entry-level, really high-quality watches you can get, but they also make watches that are rivaled in quality to Rolex, so the Grand Seikos, and this is an amazing watch. The Tuna has an incredibly storied history. I encourage you to read up on it. It's you're probably not ever going to see anyone else wearing one of these. They're pretty unusual. If you do see someone wearing them, you'll know that they have some good taste. But this is a purpose-built tool watch, and it's lovely. Now, when I got this Seiko, I of course, when you get something that you're excited about, you start getting into the whole culture, and man, I'm not a collector, but I could very easily get sucked in to collecting these watches, especially the Seikos. I really like them, and I have to guard against that because it's an expensive hobby, as well as completely impractical. Not that we need to justify our hobbies, but I don't need another one. And so what I've done to soothe the temptation to go in and to buy multiple Seikos, because how many watches do you really need, is having fun swapping out the bands. So these are the Nato bands. So what I do, when I'm feeling like I want to buy a new watch, I'll get a different color. And these are pretty affordable. So it's kind of fun because you can mix it up. And the funny thing about watch bands is you can put a new watch band in an old watch, and it breathes new life into it. It kind of makes it exciting again. So sometimes I'll put the blue one on when I'm I don't know. I got the silver one, I got the green one, I've got the black one, and they're fun to change them up. I'll even, if I'm really feeling fancy, then I'll run the Super Engineer bracelet, right? Yeah, it's just kind of a fun thing. I'll change them around, and Mrs. W is like, "Why do you keep changing your watch band?" I'm like, well, I'm having fun with it. I enjoy it. So there. As far as straps go, these have been really good. I like these. You have to be careful with these. I don't know if it's a Nato or a Zulu. I always get in trouble for using the wrong terminology. These are made by Toxic. You can get them online, and they're really high quality. Some of the Chinese knockoffs, the brands, the no-name ones, are pretty poor quality. So if you're going to invest in a beautiful watch like this, you want to keep it around, right? You get a good brand. So I've been really happy with these. They're cool. So if you're looking for a good one. All right, so here we go. What else do we have here? Well, do I have my pager, my fire pager? Now this is not Bravo Sierra EDC. Like some people, they load up all this stuff, and you wonder, are you serious? Are you really carrying all that stuff? I mean, you'd need a Sherpa to pack that around. No, this is legit. This is what I carry on my person. A fire pager. So we don't have very reliable cell phone coverage up here. So this is how we're notified with the fire pagers. The page will come out. We get a recorded message from what it is, the address, and we can go. In combination with that, I have to carry a radio. So these are our fire radios. Now, I don't carry this with me on my person all the time. This I do, but I do have to have this within reach. And whenever I leave the house, I have to have this. This is so I can communicate with my buddies, because we're all coming in from different locations, some further away than others. And so if you're at the fire hall and you're waiting, is anyone going to show up, or should I just go on my own? We can radio ahead and say, hey, I'll be there in 5 minutes, or I'm not coming, or go ahead without me, I'll just meet you there. So that is EDC, but not going to be on my immediate person. Hankerchief. It's actually starting to come back into vogue. Men always carried handkerchiefs. You'd carry it in your back. Want to carry this in your back left pocket, right? And you want cotton. You want the good cotton ones, because so many of the clothing that we wear are synthetic. And you ever try to wipe lip balm or suntan lotion or something off of sunglasses with polypropylene or synthetic polyester? It's just a nightmare. So having a nice cotton is nice for so many things, especially having an infant. Have an infant around, and you'll be very glad you had this because there's all manner of grossness to deal with infants. So carry handkerchief. I'm glad to see a lot of younger guys doing that again. It's not just for blowing your nose. It's for wiping sweat. It's for a million different things. It's trust me. If you're wondering, if you're saying to yourself, I would never use that, get one. I like the blue one. That's my favorite color, the navy blue. I'm not affiliated with any gangs or anything, but I do like the blue one, and it's you need to have that in your kit. You want that. You want that for sure. Next is my wallet. I carry. I'd recommend you get away from the rear pocket bifold, trifold wallets. What ends up happening with those is you can get a lot of stuff in there, and you start packing business cards and receipts and all these things, and it gets pretty thick and bulky. I mean, I see some guys packing those things around, they're like 1.25 inches thick. Well, you sit on that all day, and you have to kind of compensate by rotating your hips, and it actually will throw your back out of alignment, and you just don't want that. It's especially if you sit a lot for work, or if you're a truck driver, spend a lot of time in a car. I think what's best are these smaller, this was made for me by one of my subscribers, these smaller ones, that they're kind of minimalistic. It just is a sleeve. It's got a little thing I carry, usually try to carry $50, $100 worth of cash, and then 2 debit cards and my concealed carry. I carry multiple state concealed carry cards, Costco card, health insurance, and driver's license. That's basically the only thing that's in there, and that's a good way to go. I carry this in the front left pocket. I carry the flashlight and the knife together in the right pocket. And I carry the handkerchief in the rear left pocket. I wear contacts, so I'll throw this in my pocket too. They're pretty small, and sometimes one will come out, or you blink it out or something, and then you're driving around the rest of the day away from home with blurry vision, so it's not very nice. Keys, very, very simple. Not a big fan of big, gigantic key rings. I just have the essentials on here. I just have, my truck, the van, and the Ford Transit. That's it. It's a simple key ring. So also, I wanted to talk a little bit about belts, because I have what I would consider to be I think it's about the best belt I've ever had. And went through lots of them. And I first started wearing these. This is a traditional Wildland Belt, where it's infinitely adjustable on a really soft, pliable webbing. Those super thick ones, the ones that are, you can rappel on them, those are uncomfortable. You don't want those. They don't move very well with the body. I found this to be rigid enough that you can carry it inside the waistband holster, even an outside of the waistband holster. It's not a problem. It's 2-inch, and then it has that robust, big forged buckle on it. That is infinitely adjustable. And, it doesn't really show any wear. I mean, I've wore this for years. And, when you're going from winter clothing to summer clothing, and you have the 2 or 3 multiple holes, or maybe you put on a few pounds for the holidays, and they start looking kind of ratty with the leather belts where you get the seam on there. They look nice. They look good with jeans. I'm not going to wear this to a wedding or anything like that, but it does look nice in most situations, and it's so comfortable, and they're wonderful, wonderful belts. Get the thin one. The best fabric is the one with that little gold stitching on there. That's kind of fancy. I like to be fancy. And one other thing I'll share with you that is very specific to my particular application, maybe you too, if you're a YouTube creator, is this guy. I'm threading it on the belt right now. Here we go. Look at that. This has been such a wonderful thing. This is made by Pro Media Gear, and what it is it's a, I'll show you. So I carry a phone, of course an iPhone that I use for so many things, but one of the primary roles of my iPhone is a remote monitor for my camera. I shoot videos on a Canon 5D Mark IV. It has Wi-Fi and the ability to this is my screen, so I can stop the camera. It's weird watching yourself on there, huh? I can change my f-stops, my shutter speeds, lighting, white balance, all those things. It's really essential to me. I need to have it close by. So this, on all my camera equipment, this is a Pro Media Gear as well, are these little ball studs. See that little guy? And what they do is they fit into this holster and they lock in. So what I have is when I need to use both hands to do something or set up a tripod, and I don't want to set this down where I can't find it because I'm just using it to run my camera equipment, it locks in there and hangs at my side. Very excellent. Very excellent. And then release that and it won't come out. And I have these little studs, as I said, on all my cameras, so I can always snap that on there. For the iPhone, I have a Magpul case on there. The funny thing is I saw my sister a while back, and she had a Magpul case on her iPhone. And her, she's certainly a left of me when it comes to Second Amendment and gun control. We have, of course, we have some different opinions on those things. And I thought it was strange that she was. I asked her, why? So why are you using the Magpul? She said, well, I'm supporting the defense industry, which the irony was not lost on me. I thought that was pretty funny. Yes, so that is basically. That's basically it right there. That's quite a bit of stuff, but that's what you need. No, I don't know multi-tool. They're not a big fan of multi-tools. Maybe you are, that's fine. But the only other thing I guess I would add is, and I don't carry this all the time, of course, you know. I carry a Glock 26. I think that it's been perfect for me. Gen 3, this holster has been good. This was custom built for me with the key is this right here. I don't want to take my belt off to don and doff the Glock, right? I want to be able to, if I'm going to go to town, I'm going to take this. Whenever I leave the house, I'm going to take this, but I'm not going to be wearing it around the house all the time. I'm usually going to have a rifle within reach, and that's you know, far better than this. So this is great. Snap it on, snap it off, very good with the extra horizontal. Horizontal is what you want, the extra mag carrier, because that carries on the front left of the buckle, right? Like this, easy to come out. It doesn't stick down below. It doesn't jab you in your gizzard, you know, when you're bending over there, and especially those of us who put on some pounds this winter. The horizontal carrier is really good, and I just use the stubby. The flat magazine, because it's lighter, and that's what I like. So that is that, 'cause someone is going to ask. Yeah. All right. Wow, 17 minutes. That's a long video, man. Long video. All right, I do have something special for you before we close, and that is, of course, Mrs. W and her mother, who's from Sweden. Shustin, they're going to make Swedish meatballs, and I'm going to do a video on that. I promised I would do that for you guys. Swedish meatballs made by a Swede. Can't get any better than that. Thanks for watching, and, oh, I nearly forgot.